Lightworkers for May the 13th, tomorrow, through next week, Tuesday, May the 18th? 19th, whatever. I'll change it. 19th. Listen. We are now entering into the remaining initial phase of Retrograde Palooza starting tomorrow. Venus goes into retrograde, and on the 13th, excuse me, Venus goes into retrograde in Gemini, and then Jupiter is going into retrograde in Capricorn on the 14th. So by the 14th, we will be in full retrograde motion. So that's why I'm wanting to use the Sacred Geometry deck here. You may or may not be able to see the cards as well. I didn't set up my double camera, but maybe not. Yeah. We're going to use the Sacred Geometry cards. Okay, we're going to use these. It's really an oracle deck. So I'll put that up there so you all can remember. And then we're also going to use the standard. We're going to use some standard tarot. Okay? All right. So thank you guys for being patient. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. We are doing a few things still. Moderators, if you could please put my website into the chat. We are still doing 40% off on all live readings. We are still doing retrograde readings. I'm getting caught back up. I know you guys are like, this woman is always behind. Yeah. We're doing retrograde reading, retrograde transit, so for 3 months. So that's going to take me a little bit longer to do for you guys. We're having Patreon, the Patreon live this weekend. I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but we're going to figure that out. And then we are going to also be talking about new moons and all sorts of things. On the new website is about to get launched. Natal chart readings are still available and all of that good stuff. So let's get this going. We're going to start off with Aries. We're going to start off with Aries. And again, we are in retrograde Palooza. I think I want to use standard tarot though. Bear with me, guys. Hello, namaste, everyone. Sorry for the lateness, y'all. I mean, if you're a content creator and you ever tear your entire set down, you know how it goes, y'all. It's terrible. Okay, here we go. Aries. We are on Aries. We're going to go in order, okay? Aries, I have for you from the Sacred Geometry cards, Jade Meander. So I'm going to get this as close as I can. Jade Meander. Let me read that for you because that is a really interesting card. And yes, I will be reading them, y'all. So there is no shade in my game. Harmony and beauty. Embedded in this card is a beautiful meandering crop formation. The feel of this geometry is similar to the way life force moves through the human energy system. The meandering pathway conveys balance and harmony. Green jade vine and 2 butterflies amplify the elegance and harmony of this scene. So this is a time for you. This week is going to be very important, Aries, for you to notice all. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, sweetie. For you to notice literally all of the beauty that's around you. Let me give you 2 more cards, please. Yep. Aries, Ace of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and 4. 4. Holy crap. The Moon. Listen. You got to find the beauty in everything that you see and how you feel. You have to find the love. You have to find the light this week. Because the light is for everyone. We can say this collectively. But when Venus goes into this shadow retro, she's already in shadow. When she goes into retrograde, honey, it gets a lot more difficult to find the light. It gets a lot more difficult to see the beauty. It gets a lot more difficult to feel the love. And with everything else in retrograde now, with the axis for the lunar north and south nodes having changed to Gemini and Sagittarius, that means all of that Capricornian energy, all of that Plutonian change, all of that Jupiter. Oh no, I'm going to start effing stuff up real bad around here. Okay? We're going to expand. Oh yeah, we're going to go back and we're going to learn those lessons. We're going to transform. All those areas you were fighting not to transform in, oh, you're going to be faced with that transformation again. And with Venus in retrograde, in Gemini, this is an opportunity for you to review your thought, go within and find the beauty within. Aries, stop looking outside yourself. You're walking around with hat in hand, Aries. This is not time for you to walk around with hat in hand. And I know you feel left out in the cold, but guess what? The Five of Pentacles says you come right back into the house. Come on in the room, right? You come right back on in. Come back in the room. Hey, Miss Sandra, I've not forgotten about you. I've had some family emergencies. Come on back in the room. Okay, come back in from the cold. You don't have to fight this battle alone, but you're going to have to find the beauty in going in and doing your shadow work and discovering the secrets. You're going to have to find the beauty in going deep, taking that deep dive, doing that work, and observing your energy rather than always firing it off. This is for sun, moon, and rising. Observing the energy, hey Tiana, instead of firing it off. Okay? Yes, you're alone, but you're not all alone. Yes, this is a singular, solitary, thank you so much, Leo Fire. Yes, this is a singular, solitary walk you're on. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a collective energy to assist you. And I think sometimes, Aries, you want to just shoot off and spout off with the fire before you do enough work internally to figure out, oh, wait a minute. You got to do that shadow work as uncomfortable and as much as you just want to push on with it. You have to do that because it's time for you to find the beauty in the pain. Get your beauty from your ashes. And so when Venus comes back out of this 40-day and 40-night stint in retrograde, your thought process now is that of a bright morning star. Your thought process now is you're rising from the ashes. Your thought process now is you are no longer going to allow the shadows to overtake you and control you. And now your thought process is, I will observe the energy as it flows rather than trying to stop it and cut it off because I don't want to feel the pain and I don't want to see it. I'm going to observe the energy and not be moved by it instead of being always boom, boom, boom. I gotta go. Okay? I know y'all like, how the heck did she get all that from them two there cars, or them three cars? But that's what I got. Hey, Miss Janet. Hey, Tawanda, how you doing? Hello, Maria. All right, we have moved on to Taurus. Y'all know I like to get in here and get out. We've moved on to Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon. Hey, Big Mama, how you doing, honey? So now I've got a few people in the house that I need to, before I do Taurus, I have to do my do. So we have Leo Fire 555. Please go check him out if you have not already. Very talented. Very talented. Very insightful. Very gifted. Please ask Big Mama. She's in the house here. She is as well. We have some powerhouses in here tonight. Some powerhouses that speak for the Oshuns, or that channel the Oshuns, ask Babe Mama, that channel for the collective, for source. There's some of us that channel Gaia energy. So we've got some powerhouses in here, and we've got some up and coming powerhouses in here as well. I don't want to forget my very good girlfriend, Shonda Rise, Scorpio goddess. She's not in the house right now, but please do, as always, go and check her out as well, for your astrological. But we're going to get we really, with what's going on here collectively, we need to get a group together that's willing to have some serious conversations about some serious stuff that's going on. So we're going to get that together very soon. But I want to thank the fellow masters and mistresses, if you will, for being here with me. So, love you all. And also, if for your love needs, child, please go check out Secret Tarot. I know some of y'all came from her, but those of you that are listening, please check her out. Because that woman reads all of my mail. She lives in my mailbox, okay? All right. Let us move forward here. Okay. Taurus. We're going to do Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Taurus. The phase mandala. The phase mandala. That is a beautiful, beautiful card. We're doing the oracles from the sacred geometry cards tonight. And guys, please don't forget, again, you can schedule time with me on my website, heartofinspiration.net. 40% off all of my live reads right now. And we are doing the retrograde readings as well for 3 months while retrograde palooza is going on. Find out how that's going to impact your chart. So we have the phase mandala. Here we go with Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That is number dos. Cycles or movement. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Living in cooperative balance with movement through cycles is the message of this card. We watch the moon as she rolls around the earth and shows the faces of her phases. We experience the cycles of nature in the turning of the seasons and the phases of matter. Taurus, are you hearing me? As solid, liquid, and gas. We cycle from childhood to adult to midlife to elder with the movement of our humanness. Conception, manifestation, completion, everything moves in cycles and then begins anew. Mindful advancement through phases gives personal symbolic meaning to any event. Look to the underlying energy and movement rather than the actual event, Taurus, and this makes sense. Taurus, you have begun to see 3 of Wands, your ship coming in. You see this on the horizon. However, your heart chakra with the 4 of Pentacles is blocked from receiving it because you're thinking you're in a cycle of lack. Or you're thinking that, no, this cycle cannot complete itself. Or I've attempted this cycle before and I'm going to sit right here in my energy and I'm not going to move. Because it's comfortable right here. And then when I want to move, it's like my feet are stuck. I can't quite get there. Right? And it's like you can see that there's another cycle over there, but you just can't figure out how to end this phase and start the next phase. Your heart chakra is blocked. Your heart chakra no longer has the faith. Your heart chakra, the energy, as remember we just had that other card, how energy flows through our chakra system. The energy from your higher self, Ka and above chakras, as it comes into your crown chakra and flows through here, it's like hitting some, I can't, Your faith is shaken. But you can see it on the other side. You can see it. And what spirit is telling you, what source is telling you is this. With this Magician card, you hold the key to your manifestation. You can choose to move into the cycle of abundance manifestation. You can choose to move into the positive cycle and choose to have faith. You could choose to send the emotion from your heart of manifestation. Choose to send this emotion and break whatever chain is holding you down. Break the cycle towards sun, moon, and rising. Now, this might be a little bit more difficult with Venus going into retrograde for you because that's your planet, right? That's your ruler. That's where you're from. And you're kind of retreating into this energy. But if you can see the light in the dark, if you can see the light through the shadow, you too, Taurus, you too, Taurus, you too can choose to manifest. You've got to unblock that heart chakra and send out the frequency that matches what you desire to manifest. Period. You get to decide which part of this phase you're in. Are you going to complete the phase and get up to the new moon? Are you going to get down here to the full moon and release all of your doubt, fear, concern, and then move it on up? Or are you going to kind of just sit here and say, I'm going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to wait like about 15, 20. What you going to do? You got to make that decision, and only you can make this decision. You see, y'all got to understand, ain't nobody coming for you. Prince Charming ain't coming. Ain't nobody coming on no white horse to come and save you. You got to save yourself. In other words, you have everything within you, Taurus. But are you going to move out of this phase of dependency, doubt, fear, and then move into a stubborn, bullheaded direction of manifestation, and dare I say glory, of manifestation and becoming your divine being, becoming the light worker you're meant to become? Okay? That is Taurus. Yeah, it ain't no Prince Charming. Y'all know we used to sing this song in church. Behold, he comes, riding on the clouds, shining like the sun, as the trumpet calls. So lift your voice, it's a year of jubilee, and out of Zion's hill, salvation comes. Who was and who is to come? Who was and who is to come? Right? It's part of that. These are the days of Elijah, right? Y'all waiting on somebody to come through them clouds on that white horse. And what if I were to tell you it's yourself? What if I were to tell you it's your higher self? What if I were to tell you you are a part of, a piece of, a fragment of who was and who is to come? What's going on? Okay. Gemini. We're going to leave that for another day, but I want Tauruses to hear me. I want everybody to hear me. There's nobody coming to save you. You've already been given everything you need within yourself to save yourself. All right, Gemini. Oh, this is beautiful. Receiving. See, what you're supposed to be getting is the consciousness. The consciousness, guys. The consciousness. Raise your vibrations to the consciousness. Receive the consciousness. Here we go. Live in the fourth dimensional consciousness. Receiving. I don't even know why I'm about to try to pull some cards tonight. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Embedded in the background of this image is stunning geometry that appeared as a crop formation in 2003. The figure is charged with readiness and receptivity. Her outstretched arms and open hand chakras are expressions of trust, openness, and infinite potential. She is a lightning rod and receptor of universal information and infinite wisdom. DNA spirals appear as pillars or antennas in support of her readiness. This card celebrates the transformation that is taking place in your experience of reality and willingness to shift from the separation of duality consciousness to the certainty of our connectedness with all that is. Thank you so much, love. Thank you so much. Ooh, baby. Didn't I just say that? Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Venus is going back into the shadows, and when she emerges, she's the bright and morning star. You do also know who's been called the bright and morning star. Are you going to tap into the collectiveness, right? Are you going to tap into it and go through your transformation and go through your reformation and go through your transmutation during this time of retrograde, this 40-day and 40-night time where we're all taking a huge step back and questioning and looking and saying, are these relationships good for us? How is my relationship with higher source? How is my relationship with myself? Am I serving myself? Am I ascending? Am I growing? Your DNA is literally antenna pulling in light codes. Your DNA, if you give it the opportunity, is literally transmuting right now. It's literally transforming right now into something different, so that you can receive more light and receive more love and walk in a different frequency that is not affected by certain frequencies that are being put out onto the earth. Yes, Lucifer was bright and morning star. Jesus is also called the bright and morning star. How interesting is that? Lucifer simply means light, enlightened one, light. He was the embodiment of light, the absolute reflection of all that is. Jesus is also called the bright and morning star. Now, let that sit in y'all's duality brain for just a moment. Gemini, the Emperor, are you going to own it, or are you going to still sit here waffling, wishing, and washing? Are you going to own it, Gemini, and speak it and know it and walk it and be absolutely determined? Or are you going to be a little wishy-washy? Page of Swords. This is new way, challenging. This is kind of you. I always look at the Page of Swords as kind of Gemini energy. I know typically it's the Knight, but to me, Geminis come up with such bright new ideas. Geminis come up with new ways of walking, talking. They're always seeking knowledge, and they're always challenging the status quo. Challenge everything that you've been holding on to. But own your world and own who you are, Gemini, so that you can find peace and balance with the Four of Swords. This is truly a transmuted body. So are you going to rise from this? Now, it's not going to all happen this week. This week is laying down some foundations. This week is saying, oh gosh, okay, what lessons maybe didn't I learn? What should I have learned? How should I have been? I'm going to be open to it. Be open to receiving the messages, light workers, light warriors, star seeds, that source, that the Oshun, that the universe, that God, that whatever name that they have presented themselves to you as. But allowing the duality of your divine feminine and divine masculine to come in and finally create something brand new. Hear, because you have a really wonderful way of hearing. And as we're moving next week into the new moon in your sign, it's really going to be important for you to begin to kind of lay this foundation of maybe how I looked at things before need to change. And you guys have an innate ability to change on a dime. That's Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Y'all, we might be here for a minute. I didn't know we was going to get to preaching. By the way, moderators, I need to edit this video and shave off the beginning before we put timestamps. So just give me a minute to edit the video first, please. Okay. All right. Sun, Moon, and Rising, Cancer. Sun, Moon, and Rising, Cancer. For Cancer, please. Why am I not surprised? Sun, Moon, and Rising, Cancer. Heart woman. I'm going to have to get my second camera back up here. Heart woman. Hey, talk to spirit. Talk to spirit about that. And you guys know I typically read everything upright, so when they pop out in the reverse, ooh, Cancer, what are we doing? Okay, I like that. I got 4 cards. Heart woman, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see this together, guys. Inner knowing or integrity, Cancer. This heart woman is filled to bursting with the radiance of universal love and light from within. She holds in her arms 3 water lilies, which represent our potential for enlightenment. And she is surrounded by vibrant feather-like geometry borrowed from a 2006 crop formation. I gotta look up all these crop formations, y'all. She stands firm in heart essence, and here represents the highest and best in us all. This card requests that you, man or woman, connect with this woman of heart and your inner knowing and core integrity. How might you more fully embrace life's potential and live wholly from your heart, Cancer? What must come to the surface in order for you to live your personal truth? Be not afraid. Release feelings of inadequacy, Cancer. And realize that by the original integrity of your soul, you are a powerful being of manifestation. You are the beloved child of God, perfect and whole, nurtured in love. Resolve today to connect with your inner knowing and the reality of your divinity. Makes perfect sense. Hey, y'all said. I have the devil in reverse. Release the toxicity, Cancer. Can we finally stop trying to hold on to everybody else's crap? Yes, we're the mothers. Yes, we are an embodiment of the divine feminine in the way of the intuition. My necklace here. My necklace is the moon goddess with a moonstone on it. I absolutely, I am the moon, right? I feel, I see, I sense, I see your secrets, but yet I hold them and we talk about them, right? And I help try to heal. We help you try to heal, but we can't internalize it. We can't internalize it. For some of us, there may be a Capricorn that we need to release. But for most of us, it's going to be this need to release the toxic energy that we've been holding within. It does not belong to us. And in fact, it's causing us great consternation with the 9 of Swords. We're also concerned that there are some things that are surrounding us that are going to stop us from achieving our goal, that are going to stop us from achieving the master plan, that are going to stop us from becoming all that we're meant to be and fulfilling our destiny and our purpose. Nothing could be further from the truth as long as you have a pure heart and you cleanse and you stop carrying that toxic energy. Because when you're carrying other people's burdens, what happens? Your own frequency gets bogged down. The inner energy cannot flow. Energy is truly like a river, like water. That's why us water signs, right? We tend to be extremely intuitive by nature, if we choose to be, and if we don't. So at the end of the day, if we've got all this gunk, think of it like a clogged drain. If your drain is clogged up with hair, gunk, garbage, icky, is that water gonna flow out? No, it's surely not. Guess what? It's going to sit in that sink and get nasty and rancid. Now, it might flow a little bit, but it's going to be some nasty, disgusting smelling water by the time you let it sit long enough. So that's what we do to ourselves when we hold in other people's toxic energy that we're helping to heal. It's negative ions. It's terrible. It's bad electrical energy. Let it go. Knight of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles. Until you allow the love and the spirit to flow through you, until you deliver yourself your own messages of love and adoration, until you deliver yourself your own messages of compassion, and understand the most compassion you could have for others is to actually release them and let them do their thing. Because as long as they're, I'm about to say a nasty word. Okay, as long as they're still breastfeeding, hello, somebody? As long as they're still breastfeeding, they're not going to grow up and be on their own. We're never going to graduate to solid food as long as they're still doing that. Okay? Get them off of it. They're grown. And listen, some of y'all are giving too much of your energy to people that are not listening to you anyway. And there are other people that are willing, ready, and able to hear you and will be appreciative and do the work. So stop worrying about them people that are not willing to, because this is self-fulfillment right here with this 9 of Pentacles. So this is what I'm seeing for this. Yet sometimes the most compassionate thing we can do and the most integral thing and just the right thing is to release people. Right? You're not God. We can have compassion for others without getting intertwined and codependent and all tangled in their crap. That's the best thing we can do, because then we can give more of ourselves, because we're able to rejuvenate because we don't have all this crap. And then we can give out that energy of self-fulfillment. Okay? That's what I'm seeing for you all, for us, all of us, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Self-fulfillment. Get that vision, make it plain, and be compassionate with yourself and allow love to come to you. Oh, goodness, my goodness. All right, here we go. We can make the best enablers. Yes, we can. They got to sink or swim, y'all. Give them over to the Pisceans. I'm just kidding. Yes, we all do struggle. We all do. But guess what? As long as we're willing to go through it, through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. As long as you're willing to go through that fire, you're going to get there to the other side. That's what this human existence is about, is the struggle. That's the lessons we're here to learn. Ooh, child. No, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger. No, that's fine, honey. Thank you, Miss Janet. Okay. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Leo, sun. Ooh, this is beautiful. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Peace offering. Peace offering. Don't hurt him too bad, Miss Janet. But do what you need to do. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Live peace, pray peace. Interesting. Depicted on this card are vortices of peace doves spiraling over a background of dark storm clouds. The hearts are created by golden spirals and form the core of intention held by hands seeking peace. As we view world events in these times, it is disheartening to hear of war, conflict, and aggression. Many feel powerless and capable of action and defenseless in the face of the outrage. How can we be empowered? Both quantum physics and metaphysical thought affirm that by our intentions we create our own reality. No matter how dark it may seem, humankind is evolving. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. This card symbolizes prayers offered with the conscious intention of peaceful hearts everywhere to shift from darkness and fear to love and compassion. Somebody was just talking about compassion last night on their channel, Leo File. It advises you to not lose hope, rather to live peace in whatever way you are able. By your actions and intentions, you will accelerate the process of creating true peace. You're helping to achieve the evolution of consciousness, Leo. Let's see here. 3 cards for Leo, please. One more. Okay. 6 of Cups, nostalgically. Okay, so this has got 2 different meanings. Going back in nostalgia, you're longing for a time where there was a greater amount of peace, right? And you're like, it would be so much easier if we could just turn back the hands of time, but we cannot do so. So now you're saying, I've got to help the family, right? I need to help the collective. 6 of Cups. I have to tap in. And interestingly enough, those of you that have some understanding of your past lives, not all do, but could even be past in your current life, but a time when you understood and felt the most love in a familial setting. And that could be blood or it could just be friends. Doesn't matter because it's all family. Hey, Marie. It's all family. But there's this longing for peace and harmony. There's this longing for us to operate as a family collective. And you've been given this heart, right? Sometimes daddy's got to come in and put the smack down and say, all y'all need to shut the you-know-what up. And everybody needs to be getting along around here because I'm about tired of hearing y'all arguing, fussing, and fighting. And I feel like daddy's coming in with that energy of, okay, mom has been dealing with y'all all this time. And so she's about to let y'all, she can't hold on to you any longer, right? We're getting off the breastfeeding. But we got to stop all this arguing, fussing, fighting, picking this, that, and the other, and elevate ourselves. Come out of this like crazed fear and elevate. And that's where we get the Page of Wands. You're offering a bright new light. You're offering a way out. Just take the baby steps. Take the little steps here, 1, 2, 3, 1 foot in front of the other, but we gotta go towards the light, everybody. And you also have this Page of Swords and the Emperor, and you're gonna challenge Leos as a group. Those of you that can hear me, light workers, light warriors, star seeds, challenging the status quo, challenging the status quo, challenging the status quo, and illuminating where they have kept people oppressed and down, where they have kept the collectiveness. Some of you are going to do this fight almost solely in the heavens. Some of you will bring that information up and bring it from up above and bring it down. However, I see you protecting the pride. I see you, you don't want the war, but you know sometimes the fight is necessary. But you don't want the war. And instead, you don't want the bloodshed, so to speak, right? But you want people to go within themselves and raise up. Go within themselves and see the light. Go within themselves and evolve. You, however, also need to be doing the same thing. Don't get so bogged down that you cannot lead. And sometimes the hardest person to lead is yourself. However, if you go on this path, you'll begin to see things slowly change. It's not going to be an immediate. It's a slow burn, but it's a burn. You just can't give up. So this week is you like seeing things clearly and speaking them. Prayers are affirmations. They're incantations. They're spells. Speaking them into existence. I don't know what you're talking about. Scratching my nose. Oh my. Leo, it's powerful. You guys, these tarot readings, as you can tell, it ain't gonna be for the lighthearted. This is truly, when I say these are readings for light workers, light warriors, star seeds, for the light workers of the world, I mean that. Ooh, wow, these are just keep on jumping. And let the energy for Leo, I'm not done. Let the energy for Leo flow, right? Peace meander. Here's this one. Let it flow through you, Leo. Don't stop the flow. For some of you, it's going to be a little uncomfortable because it's a little different. Don't stop the flow. It's very powerful. It's a little bit newer for you. You just don't stop it. Okay. Virgo. Virgo. It means you're feeling, oh, I've never heard that before. Okay. Virgo. Sun, moon, and rising. Sanctuary. Virgo, sanctuary. Sun, moon, and rising. Virgo, sanctuary. Okay. Refuge and renewal, Virgo. This green cathedral is offered as a sacred space and refuge from the world for a time. That would make sense. It evokes the energy of deep connection with nature and represents a place of rest and renewal. DNA spirals connect the peace dove above to with the place of heart that dwells within all of us. The double helix of our DNA spins a remembering of our divinity and accelerates our participation in conscious evolution. Now, Virgo, you have much to do upon the earth. Realize that however in tune you are with evolving purpose, however fast you are shifting paradigms, There will be times when it is necessary for you to retreat in order to renew your vitality and reconnect with your sacred center. I call that the time of integration. Hey, 87 Sparker. Right? I call that a time of integration. Guys, when we are on this evolutionary rise, hey Lainey, if we don't take the time to integrate as we ascend, we spiral a little bit out of control. We lose the grounding. And then we can't, and then it's like it never existed. It's almost as if it just disappears because we don't know how to use it, and we don't give our body, our third dimensional body, a chance to really put it to the test and use it. Okay? All right, one more card, please, for Virgo. Yep, Virgo definitely going up. Virgo, I have the Page of Cups. This is, again, yeah, thank you. You've been receiving, Virgo, over the last probably 1 to 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. You've been receiving this refreshing of spirit. You've been receiving this renewal. You've been receiving this like, oh, I didn't even know that yellow looked that way or green looked that way. I didn't know that's the sound that's the song of the grass, or the melody of the tree. All these things all of a sudden you're noticing, right? And perhaps you've been seeing angels, or perhaps you've been just going places that you didn't anticipate going, but you've been ascending. It's been a new wave, a new love, a new light, a newness, a renewal. You've been feeling this renewed energy to grow and to evolve, and a surety of that you're like, oh, okay, I can move. Okay, this is good, right? You're not questioning as much. Defend that with the Seven of Wands. Guard your heart, guard your spirit, guard your soul, guard it. This is time for you, again, speaking of sanctuary, time for you to retreat and hermit a little bit and integrate. Make this the new giftings, the new wisdom, the new knowledge, the new sight, the new hearing. Make this a part of your foundational being. So much so, integrate it into your foundation. So much so that you know that you know that you know that you know. So much so that all of these things from the spiritual realm become such third dimensional realities that there is no choice but for them to spring forth at any given moment in time. Boom. You see, when we integrate the consciousness, when we integrate the new, knowledge doesn't even begin. When we integrate the new coding, we take the time to integrate it into our very being, it then becomes part of our third dimensional chakras. It then becomes part of our being that roots us here onto the earth. But when we don't take the time to ground, when we don't take the time to integrate, when we don't take the time to study, when we don't take the time to be mentored, when we don't take the time to be fed, when we don't take the time to meditate, we are so heavenly minded, we're no earthly good. We're up here in the ethers. And baby, ain't no good up there. What we doing up there? What else is up there? You got to be able to bring all this up here, down here. Rise above, yet be below. Being in this world, but not of this world. I hope that makes sense. Go back to your hermit, go back to your sanctuary, and integrate. All right. Thank you, 87 Sparkle. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with me. Thank you. Let me get some go-go juice. Hey, Glam Beauty. How you doing, sweetie? And anybody I did not speak to that's here, I think I saw Wonder Woman earlier. If I didn't see you, I apologize. Okay, but hello, welcome. Welcome. All right. We are on Libra. Libra. Oh, this is so cute. Spiraling into love. Here's some more DNA strands. You guys, we're going to do some sacred geometry classes. Because I love how this double helix, it just means so much in sacred geometry. Thank you, sweetheart. Spiraling into love. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Spiraling into love. Intimacy and communication. It does mean a lot, Leo fire. To humble and to ground. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know anything. The more I learn, the more I realize just tip of the iceberg, right? Third dimensionally for sure. Libra, sun, moon, and rising, spiraling into love. The spiral helix of our DNA whirls around this sacred couple and quickens communication of their intimacy. Human DNA helps connect us to the web of creation. It holds ancestral knowledge as well as future potential in a vast library of information. Also swirling around this couple are spirals of possibility that they have only to recognize in order to activate. Also swirling around this couple are spirals of possibility that they have only to recognize in order to activate. As they experience both human sexuality and universal love, this information stimulates their conscious decision to communicate with genuine intimacy. This card asks you to view the way you communicate. Do you speak from your heart with respect and sincerity? Do you truly listen to the people with whom you're speaking? Resolve to look into the eyes of the person with whom you are communicating and recognize the marvelous being that stands or sits before you. I'm going to expand this to communicating with either via mediumship or communicating with angelic hosts, spirit guides, and our ancestors. Libra. And communicate with higher self. There's an interesting duality that lives within each of us, right? A divine feminine and a divine masculine. Be your man or be your woman. There's this interesting duality that lives. Interesting. And it sometimes causes conflict, right? However, this Page of Pentacles, this is a new way of being, of intertwining both, of truly hearing from both, and truly bringing in the sun. Now, you know, as we all know, there is the sun, S-O-N, S-U-N, light of God. God said, let there be light, L-I-G-H-T, with a capital L, and there was light. Right? Creating the sun, the S-O-N, the S-U-N, the life-giving consciousness. And there have been 16 different crucified saviors throughout most of known religious history. I say that to say this. Libra, in your challenge and desire for balance, okay? In your challenge and your desire for balance, there's a requirement at this point, or an asking, an encouragement to provide balance between your divine feminine and your divine masculine that is locked away in your DNA, that is locked away in your ancestral knowledge. And when you can bring those two and merge those two together, then we can achieve greater intimacy with those that are in the spirit realm, with our ancestors. Don't forget, it's the ancestral knowledge that resides in our DNA and our human existence. It's the coding. You've been a little bit conflicted as to whether or not you want to open and unlock the code, but I'm telling you, it's time to. It's time to integrate this. It's time to listen to your ancestors. It's time to listen to those that came before you. Because they're going to shed the light on the guide. They're going to guide you and help you be guided by your inner light, by your solar plexus chakra, to empower you to walk the walk in the third dimensional that you're meant. As a fully integrated being. When this dance between divine feminine and divine masculine is no longer competing, but it is cohesively living together and existing with a perfection of yin and yang, you will move when you are meant to move, when you're inspired to move. You will fall back when you need to, and it won't be a problem. You'll understand it's time for me to come back, relax, integrate. Oh, now it's time for me to move forward. That's a perfect balance between yin and yang. That happens as we achieve our perfect divine feminine balance. When we allow the divine feminine, the divine masculine within us to come together to create, right? That is actually the double helix, right? To come together to create. So allow this to happen without having this fight of I need to be more this way or I need to be more that way. How about you just be? But just be. And listen intently, and don't be afraid to see, either in dream or in physical vision or meditative vision, day vision, those that have been your guides, your ancestors, those have been trying to speak to you all this time. I feel like some of them, holy crap, have really been trying. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? Just being. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, here we go. Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. This is really interesting. Pele's summons. Look at that card. Pele's summons. Whoa! What are you doing? Are you coming over here? And we have a Gemini. That would be Gemini. Where's your sister? Pele's summons. She's not happy because I took her couch. This is crazy. Scorpio. How? Sun, moon, and rising Scorpio. If this ain't y'all card. Hey there. Hello. Regenerate. Gemini. Get out. Come here, pumpkin. Come on now. Come on. Down. Down, pumpkin. Ugh. Sorry about the cat. Pele summons. Regeneration, transcendence, and excellence. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. The five-sided geometry of the pentagon informs this card and speaks of regeneration, transcendence, and excellence. These elements fuel the invitation and directive of this powerful volcano goddess. She represents her summons as energy flowing from her rainbow-adorned crown. At the core of this call is a pentagonal spiraling cosmos. This card summons you to recognize your personal potential and transcend obstacles to the expression of your life's purpose, Scorpio. Every life holds the promise of excellence and fulfillment. Sometimes we become caught up in life's flow and lose sight of dreams and visions in the process. It may be helpful to shift your attention to that of the observer so that you may gain a wider perspective of where you are today. Are you content with your life's direction? Are you following your bliss, Scorpio? This may mark a time when you will make decisions that change the fundamental nature of the way you live. That would make sense because Uranus and Taurus is opposing your sun. It could indicate a time of regenerating, of renewing faith, of finding your personal truth. Conversely, this card may help you realize that the truth that is most important to you is the very essence of the life you are already living. Let's see what we have for Scorpio. Hello, Leo. Leo. Wow. That's a powerful Scorpio card. You know, these cards are kind of... Sorry, guys. I had to switch decks. Those cards are feeling a little tired. I need to sage them. Hey, Sassy. Yes, ever since Supermoon. All right, Scorpio, let's get two more for Scorpio, please. We're going to switch to the fountain deck for you, Scorpio. Whoa. Okay, Scorpio, what's coming towards you this week? 10 of Coins, Ace of Wands, and the Lovers. This is what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio. In the midst of this change, prosperity comes with igniting the ignition of passion, Ace of Wands. That also comes with working with soulmate people, working with people you're meant to work with, working with people that are of like-mindedness. As you release old energies, as you release old relationships, and ignite the fire within with the Ace of Wands, that brings you into this time of transformative abundance in totality. Coins are not just money. Pentacles, not just money. To me, when I see a coin, it is the fulfillment of everything, a total abundance, nothing missing, nothing broken. Scorpio, take the transformative energy that is here while Venus is going back, right? Venus is in the shadows. This is giving you an opportunity as well. If you notice, all the signs up until this point have all had to do some review. You all had to review a few things. So this is a time for you to do your own review and empower yourself. What is your true passion with the Ace of Wands? What is truly going to make your soul sing? How can you be with the Lover self-partnered so that your soul is singing? Let me tell you something. You're your best soulmate. You are your best soulmate. Right? Feel it. Live it. Believe it. Hey, Jeanette. Oh, going to bed. Good night, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting. Please, guys, check out his channel, Leo Fire 555. Very talented. Right? Use this fire, use this transformative time to make, I know things are going to be different, right? From the way that you'd like for them to be. Very different. Very different. The apple carts are being upset. Understood. Understood. Sorry. I had some family stuff going on. But you could be your best soulmate. Your best soul partner. Self-partnered. Find that absolute ability to transform who you are from the inside out, burning away all unnecessary, burning away everything that's unnecessary, and solely leaving the essential for your growth, for your peace, for your harmony, for you to bloom, for you to blossom, for you to transform and find that total wholeness, wish fulfillment, purpose fulfillment, not just wish, purpose fulfillment. All right. Man, those cards like to come up. Let me move these out of the way. Okay. We are going to move on to Capricorn. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One drop. One drop. One more night. One drop. Calm amid chaos, Sagittarius. In accordance with unity in spirit, the circle represents a beginning that has no end. It is ever expanding potential and represents our connection with the holographic nature of oneness. We live in a world that at times feels overpowering and chaotic. It is easy to get caught up in a wild ride of emotional waves that feel as if they are out of your control, about to crash in upon you. Quantum physics views matter as a wave structure of space reality that is both continuous and discrete, both local and non-local. Sometimes it could be too much to handle. But you are the one drop that sits in the center of the circle and of your own reality. It is within this quiet place that you have the potential to experience calm amid the chaos of modern-day existence. I have one small drop of knowing in my soul. Let it dissolve into your ocean. And that's Rumi. What else do we have for Sagittarius, please? Finding okay, all right, thank you. Finding calm amid chaos. And this as well, thank you. Yeah, it seems like you've been seeing some small Seven of Coins. Hey, Amy. You've been seeing some small, production. You've been seeing some small manifestations, some small signs that you're on the right path. But it's just been kind of tough. And with this 9 of Wands, it's like you've been on the defensive a little bit, kind of defending your position of why you're moving the way you're moving, or you're like trying to almost, maybe some of you are trying to defend it to yourself. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I going? Is this the right path? I mean, I know I've gotten, you know, little signs that it's somewhat the right path, but is this the right path? Am I doing the right thing? And it's almost like you're having this argument with yourself. Some of you are having the argument with everybody else, but you're defending a position. But remember, right? Remember that amidst all the chaos, you can find the calm within yourself. I have one small drop of knowing in my soul. Let it dissolve in your ocean. Let your one small drop of knowing dissolve in the ocean of collective consciousness so that you can find the calm amidst the chaos. You see, when there's a big boat that's sailing on the water, it is more stable. It's not as rocky of a ride. It feels just like you're just kind of gliding along. Even when you're hitting choppier water, it's not as like, instead of a small dinghy, instead of a small boat, you feel every wave, you feel every move. But if you allow yourself to become part of the collective, you can find the calmness and yet still retain your individuality. 4 of Cups, this may actually be a time for you to kind of sit back and reflect. Not necessarily overthink, but sit back and reflect. There's a difference, because reflection brings perception. Reflection brings introspection and can guide you in the right way to go. A little reflection allows you to hear from the collective consciousness because you're slowing down long enough to hear. But you're still retaining your individuality, and that then moves you towards a space, 9 of Coins, of self-fulfillment, not 10 of Coins like overall, like, oh, everything's like, what, you know what I'm saying? I like the 9 of Coins better, and I like the 9 of Cups. I like the 9 of Coins because it's self-fulfillment, is I am self-partnered, and then I'm ready to receive all the rest of the 10 of Coins abundance, but I've become self-partnered, right? I've become self-partner. Sledgehammer signs, but I've been calm. I'm so proud of you. I know it's been tough. God, I feel for you. So that's what I have for you, Sag. This week is a week of kind of the ebb and the flow. Take some time while both Venus and Jupiter move into retrograde. It's also a little bit tougher for you because, you know, the South Node is now in your sign. And that means the North Node is in your opposing sign of Gemini. So expect the next 18 months to be a lot of like, hey, 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 let's do a little different. Hey, 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 let's change it up a little bit. Hey, 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 right? Ooh, rough. Cappies. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of getting out of your old ways. But all for the better. All for the better. Okay, here we go. Cappies. Octahedron. Octahedron. Capricorn. Octahedron. Nourishment, air. Oh my gosh, Capricorns. The octahedron with its 8 triangular faces is one of 5 3-dimensional shapes called the Platonic solid. Seen in another way, an octahedron is a figure created by 2 pyramids sharing the same base. One pyramid points up, one pyramid points down, right? Dividing space into 8 equal directions. The octahedron is associated with the element of air and is a symbol of nourishment, with the powerful ability to bring together differing viewpoints. It is earth and sky energies united. It is male and female in balanced understanding. This card invites you to consider how your life is nourished by broadening your perspective and looking at many facets in many directions in order to find balance and nourishment. Reflect on the effect of 8 aspects on the object of your inquiry. So basically, it's like, think about each aspect, like 8 different ways of thinking about the same thing. And think about how to best implement different thought and different communication. So I just happen to have 2 pyramids, one of solidite and one of lapis lazuli. And if you guys can see this, I'll put them together. This is what an octahedron would look like in the 3rd dimension. I need to get all sorts of different sacred geometry, right? 2 pyramids put together, each having 8 sides. Okay? Now, what else do we have for Capricorn? I love lapis lazuli too. I love sodalite too. Funny, I get a different deck and I'm still getting like very similar cards. Oh, I like this. Listen. First clarifier is Page of Wands. Look at this young man. He's got the sword up here like, I'm here. I'm new. I'm going to fight. I'm going to challenge it. Challenge the way you think. Look at things from 8 different sides, right? Remember this, right? This. 8 different sides instead of just 3 or 4 or 1. Challenge it. Look at it differently. Interact differently. Speak differently. Page of Swords. You too, sweetie pie. Okay. No. 4 of Wands, because as you look at things differently, Capricorn, life purpose, you're gonna know you're on the right path, right? You're gonna know you're on your 11-11 path. You're gonna know that you're unified with the right people. And interestingly enough, this 4 of Wands, if you can see, all those people are holding up wands, and they kind of make, in this way, the top of as if each of these lines here, each of these corners started from here. So they make like an upside down pyramid with that in the fountain deck. So you're hurtling towards life purpose by looking at things in a new way and having freed yourself, a lot of you, from the other. Some of you still need to free yourself from some ways you're thinking right now, because it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to help you now. And then with the 8 of Wands, Capricorn, again, messages, I'm seeing, hearing, receiving messages from Source, receiving messages from Spirit. Some of you will participate in some astral travel. Some of you are going to be able to actually go to sacred spaces and sacred places to speak to your guides. But this is all about communicating with spirit, with the spirit realm in a new way, and integrating it into your 3rd dimensional world for the mere purpose and for the wonderful purpose of fulfilling your purpose. Be Be as focused on your upward as you are on your downward. Be as focused on the spirit as you are on the third dimension, Capricorn. Be equally focused and equally balanced. There's not that many, for most of you, for a lot of you, there's not, for some of you I should say, there's not that many obstacles that have yet to get moved out of your way. Really, one of the main ones is yourself. And that's why this different communication between yourself and the spirit realm is very necessary. Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Aquarius. Green Taurus. Wow, how cool is that? Green Taurus. Acceptance and trust. The green Taurus, snuggled comfortably within a nest of flowers, is both dynamic and passive. Its revolving magnetic spirit invites you to move into the green shadowy center and trust where you may be led. It is the nature of the Taurus to move energy, and the energy moving here is that of acceptance and trust. Calmly allow your attention to follow the swirling arms toward the mysterious center. Recognize that you are moving through a passageway that may offer insight into the matter of your inquiry. Agree to be open to the messages you may receive and trust that you are guided from within and beyond. Use this energy of potential as a means of accessing your most pure personal truth. Accept that this could be challenging, since many of us do not trust ourselves enough to recognize authentic truth when we are in its presence. Wow. Yeah, it is the center of the box. That is the shape. Try to stay in this energy until you feel self-acceptance and sense a message you can trust. So basically, listen, y'all, Aquarians, this is like time to get down to the get down, right? This is time to really get into that super deep heart chakra energy. And finding truth. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Yes. Listen. We have the Magician and the Three of Swords. Until you go through that heart pain, until you get over the disappointment, you get over the disappointment of self, you get over the disappointment of others, you get over not having compassion for yourself, not having compassion for others. Maybe you missed it, maybe you didn't, maybe they missed it, maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter, because you can't manifest your life until you get past that Three of Swords energy. This Three of Swords energy is not truth. It is deception. It is not true. It is the past, which means it should not be your present. Your present is this Eight of Wands movement forward. Your present is letting go and moving forward. Your present is the King of Swords, living, breathing, executing truth, integrity, wisdom, knowledge. It is not keeping people around that aren't serving you. In other words, they're not helping you. And it is getting rid of thoughts that are not serving you either. Sometimes when you're, again, and I thought that was very poignant when it said it in the book. Sometimes the truth, when it hits hard. It's challenging because it's not something you innately want to believe, for whatever reason it is. I think that's why we're having such a difficult time during this time period of people not willing to listen to dissenting ideas outside of an echo chamber. Meaning outside of the circle that keeps feeding your narrative. And then when truth comes in and it hits your higher self that knows that it's truth, right? Instead of accepting it, it's like, no, that can't be, no. You fight it. Because sometimes the hard truth is very difficult to hear. So there may be some hard truths about yourself. There may be hard truths about others. But I feel like this disappointment, despair, disgust, I can't stand these people, I can't do this, I can't do that, that kind of stuff, there's no place for it anymore. That's the illusion. Not walking in love of self and of others is the illusion. Doesn't mean you have to be in relationship with people that despitefully use you, so to speak, as the Bible would say. It don't mean that at all. What it does mean, however, is that I'm not to be judgmental. It does mean that while I may have an inkling as to the direction we should be going in, that I'm not supposed to be lording it over you. And it does mean, right, that I'm to speak the truth in love and without judgment, right? Integral. Otherwise, we ain't trying to hear it. But you can't even manifest what you're supposed to manifest because you're still holding on to this disappointment in self and this doubt, shame. So Source Spirit wants you to travel on a different path. Go deep within and know that you know that you know what you're hearing is true. And then when you come out of that, no matter how uncomfortable that truth is, let me tell you something. If you have to separate yourself from certain people, ideas, things, places, whatever, then separate. Ooh. What is that? Okay. Then separate. Because it's meant. You have to live your truth. We do not have time for all the game plan. Especially not with my Aquarians. I hope that helped. Because y'all are really going to be living some truth and speaking some truth very soon. And so we need you to be able to discern it so that you can speak it to the collective. Last but certainly not least, here we go. Last but certainly not least is Pisces. This is now going to become a favorite card of mine. The Owl Guardian. Pisces, the Owl Guardian. Did I lose y'all? Okay. The Owl Guardian. I love owls. I love the moon. Oh, Pisces. Guidance, insight, and intuition. Owls are shamanic and guardian symbols from many cultures around our planet. In Hawaii, the owl, or pueo, is one of the most important family protectors and ancestral guardians, known as aumakua. The tetrahedral diamond geometry of this card acts as a mirror of the many facets of your consciousness, Pisces. The message owl brings is one of guidance from the intuitive part of your being. Synchronicity and insight are likely indicators at this moment of your life. This is an excellent time to practice meditation and other techniques for connecting with your higher self. So get to meditating. Okay? Get to meditating. Write without consciously thinking. Like after you meditate, or while you're meditating or whatever, I want you to write without consciously thinking about what you're writing. Write it down, because Pisceans, this week is going to start Vision Week. Let me tell you, with where Neptune is moving, this 8 of Wands, If y'all don't get to astral traveling, I don't know what to tell y'all. And living in truth, King of Swords. I cannot. But y'all, I cannot. Okay, Devil. Pisceans, stop with the I need to go have fun. Stop procrastinating. Three of Cups. This is a time for celebration. Automatic writing. Yes, thank you. This is a time for celebration and union with yourself, your higher self, source, and guides, or your even your physical self, higher self, source, and your physical self, so that you can write down and communicate and come into balance here with this Two of Coins as to what we're supposed to really be doing. Yeah, we've got the Moon and we have Lovers here, which means that you guys are coming into, again, a time of self-fulfillment. King of Coins, where this becomes foundational. Ten of Wands, where you stop carrying other people's burdens. Six of Coins, where you come into balance and be able to give to others. Seven of Coins, and even see more manifestation for yourself. And King of Wands, where you get absolute guidance, boom, direction. But you gotta move. Nine of Cups, self-love and self-fulfillment. And you gotta move with this Chariot energy. Immediately. Listen, you're going to do some automatic writing. You're going to see some visions. You're going to hear some things. You're going to see, hear, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Do it. And bring it back. It's going to help balance. Some of you are having some monetary issues. It's going to balance your money. You're going to get guidance on where to go to balance your money and how to get there. Entrepreneurial ideas. This is really a unification, mind, body, spirit as well. But we can't just be running around with this devil card playing around, okay? I know y'all like to procrastinate. I know y'all like to go do a few things, you know, and whatnot. No procrastination this week. Meditation, automatic writing, journaling, what have you. When you dream, wake up and write it down. Record it on your phone. However you need to do it. Making a list. Exactly. Oh, there you go. Okay? But really listening to your higher self and listening to your intuition is critical this week. Especially this week. As we get into retrograde palooza and we begin to review our lives. All right. Whoo, child. Whoo, child. Things are gonna get easier. All right. Don't forget we have 40% off our live sessions, heartofinspiration.net. We also have retrograde readings. I didn't bring that one up. Retrograde readings according to your natal chart. Okay? So I will look at all 4 planets that are in retrograde right now according to your natal chart, your own transit, personal transit for the next 3 months, May, June, and July. So up until Venus comes out of retrograde. Okay? So you go to Heart of Inspiration to order that. You can book some time with me as well. We'll be doing another Patreon live here over the weekend. You can join that for as little as $1 a month. And then my Patreon folks that get readings will be doing another one of those sessions during the week this week yet. Okay? All right. Yes, Casey. We're going to get you guys. Get you done too. Okay? Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Okay, love. Oh, maybe I should check it now. Is that what you're saying? Oh, God. I was afraid of that. And it was really good. It was a whole hour. All right, Casey, I got to figure out what to do. Okay. All right, guys. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. We'll probably get together tomorrow. There's some things on my mind that is going on in the world today that I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about it a little bit tomorrow, okay? You guys take care. Love you. Namaste.